Aloha, Hanalei Stingrays. Welcome back and happy Monday. Another week begins and it's going to be beautiful weather. So I'm out here in my garden because the book I'm going to read to you has to do with gardening, and I love gardening. Now, we moved into this house about 4.5 years ago, and when we did, we turned off the sprinklers in the backyard and we knew we were going to come up with some sort of a design, but it took us this long. Who knew it was going to take us that long? But it's been remarkable watching the transformation from a patch of dry dirt and maybe a little chunk of cement with some potted plants into what's starting to come together. So I feel really fortunate that even though I have been super sad to not be at school and I miss everyone, I've had an opportunity to watch this change happen and to be able to do something that I enjoy very much. So I hope that's the case with you. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Mrs. Critser. I'm one of the 5th grade teachers with amazing partners, and I'm going to read to you one of my favorite books, and it's called The Empty Pot, and it has to do with gardening. So it's written by an author called Demi, and she also does the illustrations. So it's set in China, empirical China, so when there was an emperor in China. And I really like the creativity of her artwork because she does it on what is the face of a fan. So if you notice, it's not perfectly round, but it's the shape of a very traditional fan. So you would normally have a little bamboo reed down below as your handle. So that being said, let me get comfortable. I am literally sitting on an empty pot right now. So let me just get positioned so that you can enjoy the wonderful illustrations. And not only is it about gardening, which I love, and Chinese culture, which I love, but it also has a very powerful message. So I hope you enjoy it. And hopefully it won't be too windy out here for it. All right. A long time ago in China, there was a boy named Ping who loved flowers. Anything he planted burst into bloom. Up came flowers, bushes, and even big fruit trees, as if by magic. I'm going to need him to help me in my garden. Everyone in the kingdom loved flowers too. They planted them everywhere, and the air smelled like perfume. If I have any 5th graders watching, I hope you recognize that figurative language. The air smelled like perfume. The emperor loved birds and animals, but flowers most of all, and he tended his own garden every day. But the emperor was very old. He needed to choose a successor to the throne. And successor is someone who comes after him. So someone who's going to be emperor after he can no longer be emperor. Hold on, let me retry that. Who would his successor be? And how would the emperor choose? Because the emperor loved flowers so much, he decided to let the flowers choose. That's a pretty smart idea. The next day, a proclamation was issued, and a proclamation is kind of like a formal announcement. The next day, a proclamation was issued. All the children in the land were to come to the palace. There they would be given special flower seeds by the emperor. Whoever can show me their best in a year's time, he said, will succeed me to the throne. Could you imagine being a child in China at that time? All you have to do is grow a flower and you might be emperor? Or empress, I should say. This news created great excitement throughout the land. Children from all over the country swarmed to the palace to get their flower seeds. All the parents wanted their children to be chosen emperor, and all the children hoped they would be chosen too. Of course. Why wouldn't you want to be emperor? When Ping received his seed from the emperor, He was the happiest child of all. He was sure he would grow the most beautiful flower. Ping filled a flower pot with rich soil. He planted the seed in it very carefully. I wonder if you guys can hear my neighbor's grandchildren crying. He watered it every day. He couldn't wait to see it sprout, grow, and blossom into a beautiful flower. Day after day passed, but nothing grew in his pot. Ping was very worried. He put new soil in a bigger pot. There he is right there. I love all the nature designs. Then he transferred the seed into the rich black soil. Another 2 months he waited. Still, nothing happened. And those of you that know anything about the seasons, you can kind of tell this is going all the way through the year that he was given to grow the seed. So this is fall, which of course is followed by winter. By and by, the whole year passed. Spring came, and all the children put on their best clothes to greet the emperor. There they are dressing up. They rushed to the palace with their beautiful flowers, eagerly hoping to be chosen. Look, they all have these amazing flowers. Absolutely beautiful. They must be so excited to present it to the emperor. Except for Ping. Ping was ashamed of his empty pot. He thought the other children would laugh at him because for once he couldn't get a flower to grow. His clever friend ran by holding a great big plant. Ping, he said, "You're not really going to the emperor with an empty pot, are you? Couldn't you grow a great big flower like mine?" "I've grown lots of flowers better than yours," Ping said. "It's just the seed that won't grow." All the flowers that so far have been brought to the emperor. Ping's father overheard this and said, "You did your best, and your best is good enough to present to the emperor. I know as teachers and parents, that's all we ask, that you do your best. Sometimes, even when you do your best, you can have some difficulties like Ping." Holding the empty pot in his hands, Ping went straight away to the palace. And the palace is where the emperor lives. Love the bright illustrations. And there's the emperor with all the happy kids with their beautiful flowers. The emperor was looking at the flowers slowly, one by one. I don't know if you can tell, that look on the emperor's face does not look super happy. How beautiful the flowers were! But the emperor was frowning and did not say a word. And I want to show you this page open like this because I love the way the artist designed this 2-page spread. So you have Ping all the way in one corner, and then the other opposite corner is where the emperor is standing. Finally, he came to Ping. Ping hung his head in shame, expecting to be punished. The emperor asked him, "Why do you bring an empty pot?" Ping started to cry and replied, "I planted the seed you gave me, and I watered it every day, but it didn't sprout. I put it in a better pot with better soil, but still it didn't sprout. I tended it all year long, but nothing grew. So today I had to bring an empty pot without a flower. It was the best I could do. Take a close look at the emperor's face now. When the emperor heard these words, a smile slowly spread over his face, and he put his arm around Ping. Then he exclaimed to one and all, "I have found him. I have found the one person worthy of being emperor. Where you got your seeds from, I do not know, for the seeds I gave you had all been cooked, so it was impossible for any of them to grow." So the emperor had done that on purpose. I don't know if he put them in an oven or if he boiled the seeds, but there is no way anything should have been able to grow from those seeds. So you have to think, well, what did the other children do? How did they grow their seeds? I admire Ping's great courage to appear before me with the empty truth. And now I reward him with my entire kingdom and make him emperor of all the land. What a wonderful story Demi came up with. So definitely the powerful message of always telling the truth. Even when you think the truth isn't good enough or what you've done wasn't good enough, but Ping was rewarded because he was honest. So he could have done what the other children did, which was basically plant something that was not what the emperor gave them because they didn't want to show up with an empty pot. But Ping had the courage to do so, and he was made emperor. Alrighty, you guys, have an awesome day. Have a great start to your week. Make sure you stay on track, and we'll see you soon. Miss you guys. Bye.